Hello everyone, this is Carrie aka Nerdy Girl Creates, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We have some breaking news coming out of the comic book world. According to an article from Screen Rant, Batman writer James Tynion is leaving DC to create new Substack comic line. And surprising news in the comic book world, Batman writer James Tynion revealed he's stepping away from DC Comics, and has agreed to launch a new line of creator-owned titles for Substack. In his newsletter, Tynion dropped the shocking news revealing he will be working with the online platform for a series of new books after receiving a contract offer that's the best he ever received in his career. Few writers working in the comics have the current career momentum Tynion has earned over the past few years. After working on titles like Detective Comics, he was elevated to the new writer of Batman, alongside George Jimenez, after Tom King left the series in 2018. Meanwhile, Tynion has produced some of the most critically acclaimed and best-selling creator-owned comics, including Something is Killing the Children for Boom Studios, The Department of Truth for Image Comics, at DC Comics, the original series The Nice House on the Lake, which was one of DC's best-selling comics after debating earlier this year. Some of Tynion's creator-owned projects are being adapted to the big and small screen. Tynion revealed the decision to leave DC was difficult, especially after being offered a 3-year exclusive deal for the publisher. The writer suggests Substack offered him a more lucrative deal and considered creator-owned books after are better money makers than work at the big two. Surely the agreement can be even more financially lucrative for Tynion and his fellow creators. Tynion announced the new comic Blue Book alongside Michael Avon Oeming and Aditya Bidakar, I apologize if I said that wrong, which people will be able to read by subscribing to Substack's newsletter page for $7 a month or $75 annual. So who is Substack? Well, according to this article from The Verge, Substack is trying to put a new spin on web comics. The newsletter platform announced today that it signed a number of comic creators up to use its platform. They'll email comics out to readers and use Substack's subscription tools to charge directly for access to their work. It's a new type of content for Substack, which has predominantly been focused on writing newsletters covering topics like politics, tech, and culture. But the expansion to comics makes plenty of sense. Comics have long been successful online, but they've largely been supported by ads and merch sales. Substack offers comic creators a chance at something a little closer to selling readers a new issue at the store each month. Among the creators signed up is, of course, as we talked about before, James Tynion, who until now was the head writer of DC's flagship Batman title. Tynion wrote in a blog post that he'll be using Substack to create a new slate of original comic book properties. Substack is available for anyone to use for free, but it's been signing writers to a program called Substack Pro that offers them upfront payments and support so they can try going independent without being entirely reliant on subscribers, who may not materialize during the first year or so on the platform. The people Substack signs up can also speak to where the platform wants to attract more writers, so today's announcement could be seen as a sign to other comic artists that they may want to consider the newsletter format. It continues to focus on comics, and who knows just how good of a reader experience Substack will be for visuals. The platform could pull some users away from Patreon, which has been big with artists. So besides Tynion, who else is joining Substack? According to comicsbeat.com, prior to Tynion's contract, Nick Spencer had signed up, and joining them is Saladin Ahmad, Dave Acosta, Jonathan Hickman, Molly Ostertag, and Scott Snyder. Hickman will be doing a shared universe series, 3 Worlds, 3 Moons, with contributing artists Mike Del Mondo and Mike Huddleston, as well as writers Tina Howard and Ram V. Ahmad and Acosta are teaming on Terror War, a sci-fi comic where residents of the future must confront the physical manifestations of their fears. Meanwhile, Scott Snyder's deal includes comics writing advice. According to various posts on Twitter, the comics will be eventually published, although every creator will be free to make their own deal wherever they want. In essence, this is yet another model to serialize comics. So tell me, what do you think about this deal? Do you think this is going to shake up things with the big two? Or do you think that this is going to fall flat on its face? Let me know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And you could find me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll see you in the next video.